Thought I'd give you guys a little disclaimer in this latest Patriots Today. I talk about TreVeyon Henderson and how he hasn't signed the contract. Well, this was recorded before Friday, and yesterday he did put that pen to paper and signed a 4-year, 11.1 fully guaranteed $1 million contract. So I thought I'd give you guys a little disclaimer because I know everybody in the comments would be like, Brett, he signed it. So disclaimer, TreVeyon Henderson signed his contract. Now let's get on to today's video.
We are less than a week from Patriots Training Camp. They're going to be on the field. Everybody's going to be in pads. It's not like minicamp. It's not like OTAs. They're going to be in full pads getting ready for the upcoming season. Welcome into Patriots Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Brett Alper, and practices officially start July 23rd. So if you're in the New England area, it's free. So go out. You can go to Gillette Stadium, go to that practice field, and you can go watch the Patriots practice, and we'll have you covered right here on Patriots Today, recapping every single day, so make sure you subscribe. Rookies, they report a little earlier, July 19th, and that's a big question that we're going to get into when the rookies report because there's only a couple more days before we see one of the running backs. And then the veterans report July 22nd, but the practices officially start July 23rd, so they'll get ready. Just get ready. I think the quarterbacks also get in early, just getting ramped up for the upcoming season. But those are the two dates that you have to remember as we move into next week. So I'll ask you guys. I have 4 questions going into minicamp, but what is your biggest, or training camp, what is your biggest question heading into Patriots training camp? Because there's a ton of questions going in. Like, there's a lot of potential in this team on what we're going to see. And I think there is a million topics to talk about. So go down in the comments section and let me know. First question, and it's not something that's been talked about a lot, but is Terrell Williams, or will he be at training camp? And it's not talked about much, but this has been a lingering thing that's been going on throughout the entire offseason. Like, this is from Mark Daniels from June 2nd. And it's because Terrell Williams has been out with, he had a health scare back in May. He missed everything. So Zach Kerr, the linebackers coach, he took over defensive coordinator duties while he's out due to health reasons. And he basically said he's an extension of Terrell. I mean, they've worked together. They've said multiple times that this is his defense. This is Terrell Williams' defense, and it's basically a carbon copy. Williams has missed every single offseason workout. He wasn't at rookie minicamp. He wasn't at OTAs, and he wasn't at mandatory minicamp. So it's kind of concerning, and since it's been a month now, June 10th, or around June 10th to the 15th was when the last day of rookie minicamp, or not rookie minicamp, when mandatory minicamp happened, and that's the last update we've gotten. We have heard nothing since then, and Mike Vrabel spoke to the media the last time we saw them on the practice field, and he said that he's doing well, and he'll be here soon, and he's excited about that, so I think everyone's looking forward to that. And we don't really know what the health scare is. We do know that Williams has been in contact with the team. He's been talking to the team through Zoom. So that is one thing. But if he's not at training camp, that is a big question mark that you're going to have to go into this season because, like, I'll say this. I really hope he's okay. A health scare is nothing to take lightly. But if he hasn't been at rookie minicamp, if he hasn't been at OTAs, if he hasn't been at mandatory minicamp, he's falling back. And when you're the defensive coordinator, you're the leader of the defense. And it's getting to the point where we're going to get to about a month away from the season starting, and he has not been in appearance whatsoever. So if he's not there, it might be time where he might have to just completely sit out the season, and Zach Kerr will become that defensive coordinator because I don't know if you can get ramped up to speed as if your defensive coordinator is just showing up to the facility less than a week away from preseason games. That is a big question that I have to ask. Like, I really hope he's okay. I want to see him on the field because he was great with the Lions. He was great with the Titans when he was with Mike Vrabel back then. So I want him to be a part of this Patriots team. But if you're still not at the facility by the time we get to August, it might be time to just say, all right, we gotta move in the next direction, and maybe you sit out for a little bit more as we go forward with Zach Kerr. The second question I have, and this is a absolute big one, is will TreVeyon Henderson hold out? And I was not concerned about it whatsoever. Not one singular bit. But as we got into the later parts of the NFL offseason, like June 27th, only two 2025 second-round picks are signed. Cleveland's Carson Schwarzenegger and Houston's Jaden Higgins, 30 out of the 32, and it's all over guaranteed money. And then, so the Patriots rookies, they report July 19th. Well, the Chargers, since they play in the Hall of Fame game July 31st, they reported a lot earlier. And wide receiver Trey Harris, he's one of those draft picks that was not signed, second-round pick, 55. He's holding out now because he's not getting the money that he wants. And when it comes to TreVeyon Henderson, 30 of the 32, including him, are still yet to sign their contracts. Now, Henderson has showed up to OTAs, he showed up to minicamp, but that's a lot different where you can see right there in this picture, he's only got his helmet on. When you go into training camp, this is full-on pads. Like, this is full-on. This ain't thud. You have a possibility of getting hurt. And I know TreVeyon Henderson wants to get paid. He wants that guaranteed money. And if we get to training camp the 19th and he's not signed, I really don't expect him to be at training camp whatsoever. He has to hold on. You can't be practicing if you haven't signed your contract yet. So it's a big question if he's going to be there. And the Patriots need him. Like Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson are your two running backs right now, but you drafted him in the second round. He needs to be at training camp. So really, what's taking? Like, if I'm Elliott Wolf, I just give him the money. So it could be a real big problem for not only Henderson, but for all 30 teams in the NFL that still have their second-round picks unsigned. And Trey Harris is pick 55. TreVeyon Henderson's pick 38. So if he's holding out, I'm kind of expecting the guy that's pick 38 to also hold out. You guys let me know. What do you think? I think he's going to hold out. If he doesn't have his contract signed by the 19th, he will hold out. Go down in the comments. Give me a yes or give me a no. I also have a little goal for us. We are at 170 subscribers in July 2025. As we're recording this, it is July 16th, and we are way behind that goal. So let's get those numbers up. If you want coverage all throughout the offseason, the rest of the offseason, leading up to preseason, leading up to the regular season, we got training camp. We're talking about training camp on this video. We'll have a preview. We'll have a recap of every single day. So if you love free Patriots content, go ahead and hit that sub button. Let's beat that goal of June 2025. My third question is, how well will the offensive line hold up? I talked about the offensive line, how it was the worst part of the Patriots team in 2024. Like, it really can't get much worse. You had Michael Jordan, Vidarian Lowe, Layden Robinson, Ben Brown, all of these guys that are just not starters in the NFL. They're not. They were terrible. And the stats, they don't lie. Like, your pass block win rate was 51%, which you see in those parentheses, almost dead last. Your run block was dead last. Your pressure rate. Drake May has 16 yards on designed runs. He had 400 on scrambling yards because he was scrambling for his life. Your sack rate was 9%. And that may seem low, but no, it's 29th in the NFL. And when you go into this offensive line depth chart, it's better. It's a lot better. That's what Elliott Wolf and Mike Vrabel kind of emphasized going into free agency. You signed a veteran like Morgan Moses. You drafted Will Campbell at left tackle. Cole Strange is still there. You decline the option, but at left guard. And then you have Garrett Bradbury at center, Mike Owenu at right guard. But, I mean, when your whole offensive line is bad, it kind of just trickles down to every single thing. I'm a little concerned about the left guard position. I don't know how healthy Cole Strange is going to be, but camp is going to be kind of your first true test of this offensive line. We saw in minicamp that the defense looked a lot better than the offense. You were getting these quote-unquote sacks, and you could argue whatever you want to argue, like, oh, these are not sacks, this doesn't count, whatever. But if you're getting through the pressure without pads on, now you're putting on the pads, and you get to real game-time situations. And also, some of these training camp dates are going to be joint practices. So you're going to have joint practices with other teams, and that's going to be the true test. So when we get into those training camps where it's joint practices, and we'll have you covered right here on Patriots Today, so that's why you subscribe. If we see, like, the defensive lines just get through, That's going to be a true problem. I'm also looking at the center position because Garrett Bradbury, yeah, you signed him in free agency, but I've talked to our Vikings host here at Chat Sports, and he hated Garrett Bradbury. He hated him, and so did every other Vikings fan. So they drafted Jared Wilson in the 3rd round, and he is center. And Mike Vrabel has said that he wants him playing center, but he also wants him learning interior alignment. So could Jared Wilson kind of be that next guy that's going to be starting center by the beginning of the year? That's one position battle that you have to look at, is the center position, because if Jared Wilson looks good, which a lot of people think he does, he could easily step in and become that starting center once we get into the regular season. My last question is a question that's looming, and we talk about it all the time, and it's the wide receivers. And there are so many on this team that we just truly don't know who is it going to be. Stefon Diggs. I saw an article today from The Athletic, from Chad Graff, and he said that Stefon Diggs could be on the PUP. And that's a big problem if he is on the PUP list going into the regular season. You missed 4 games with that. So Demario Douglas, Kyle Williams has to step in. Now you have so many others, and we don't know who's going to make the team and who's not going to make the team. I've showed this. My thoughts have not changed whatsoever with who's going to make this roster and who's not. Diggs, Williams, Demario Douglas, Matt Collins. Those are your 4. Then you have going in with your 5, like John Giles, you're not making the team. You could be on the practice squad. Kayshon Boutte, I think he's like 85, 90% sure that he's going to be on the roster. Kendrick Bourne, I'm at like a 60. I think Efton Chisholm's going to make it. Jalen Polk, and then Baker. I also think that Polk, kind of recovering from his injury, could start on the PUP list. I think that would kind of give him the benefit of the doubt, and especially it helps Polk specifically if Stefon Diggs also starts on the PUP list. That gives another spot, missing the first 4 games, and it's next man up. So Stefon Diggs, if he's on the side working out, which he will be there, he will be working out, but I don't know if he's going to be with the team completely, if he's going to be in those team reps. But if Polk is healthy, he gets to show out, and he gets to show up. And this is Javon Baker's just last chance. He's already kind of on the bottom of the totem pole, but if he goes lights out, he could make the team. I mean, he's not cut yet, so he could easily be on this. And we've talked about Efton Chisholm for the lifetime now. He's my favorite to make the roster, and I think he's going to shine once training camp hits. I mean, he was shining in mini camp, so he's a speed, little quickster. So I'll ask you guys, who pick one to make the roster? Type EC for Efton Chisholm or type JB for Javon Baker. Let me know down in the comments. And if you think someone else is going to make the roster, if you think Jalen Polk or, if John Giles makes it, go let me down in the comments section. And also make sure you subscribe to the channel. Training camp is less than a week away, and we have you guys covered. So make sure you hit that big red sub button. And as always, let's go Pats.